Excellence Learning Center has started webinars and e-programs as a part of development in e-learning programs. This is as per our business plan in the last year and actions taken as per the action plans. And our first webinar, or rather I can say first ELC live webinar, took place on 10th of January on the topic Industry 4.0 or Industry 4.0 and giving details on that. Our second webinar took place on 19th of February on the topic which is also equally important and required, and this topic was on the sales and operations planning, or we can call S&OP. S&OP helps companies to increase the on-time deliveries and thereby a lot of benefits and the financial aspects company can get. This was also well received in our activities. Friends, our first webinar was covering all over India, whereas we had tried to get more delegates from abroad, and we had good response from Singapore also for our webinar on sales and operations planning. Friends, this journey will go further, and then you will find a lot of things will be added, lot of experiments will be made, lot of improvements also will be made, like Kaizens and a continuous improvement process. This is a part of our regular working because we are ISO 9000-2015 certified organization, and because of this all methodology is a part of our blood. Friends, when we have conducted these two programs, I thought maybe we can now share the experience what we have learned from these two webinars. First part I would like to mention that when we are talking about the webinars, there are two links are there. One link we are sending for software which should be downloaded, and the second link we are sending, this is for the joining for the webinar. Now this is a very simple process, but this also took a little time to establish. Another part what we observed is webinar can be received very well on the mobile phone compared to the PC or laptops, because we found possibly it could be because the smartphone technology is much advanced than maybe computer technology. Could be one of them. I am not an authority on this, so I should not talk on that. But this is feedback what we have received. Friends, when we are talking about this, I thought maybe we can give a little more background about the webinar designs also. Generally, we will find our middle level management and the senior management, they are very, very busy. They are more committed. They have a lot of commitments also. They are responsible and answerable also. And they are the people really bring the business. They are the people that bring the results, and the company's future normally is guided by their efforts. In this case, normally we have seen the training programs are conducted for middle level and below or junior level management, whereas there were no programs for the middle level and above. And that's why we thought maybe we can take this program from that point of view, that middle management and above, what will be the requirements, and based on that our webinars are now designed. The webinar takes, actually speaking, the session is for 45 minutes followed by 15 minutes question answers, and many times it also happens that if the question cannot be answered completely in that time frame, then we are taking the details and we are following that question and sending the response or answers afterwards. We found that the kind of satisfaction what our people are getting is definitely very, very good, and it is encouraging us to move in this direction. Maybe very soon our e-programs also will start, and this also will be in the same lines like a webinars, and this path will be taken further. Of course, at this point of time, let me put some kind of figures and some kind of maybe feelings from the industry right now what is in India and abroad. In India, at least 70% people are young as a customers for our products. And keeping that in mind, majority of the youngsters or Gen Ys, they will be preferring mobile phones. Whereas we will find that this will be rather difficult for the middle-aged people or like that. But it is ultimately you have to pick up, you have to learn, and then only we can go further. Software is not that difficult that we should be afraid of, no doubt about it. And in the digital India, I think we should look into that. So keeping this in mind, if we can sign or if we can nominate your name to our webinars, definitely we can give you a kind of a feedback, a kind of inputs on our training programs, which will be useful in today's situation. I'm sure that you will find that our ELC live programs will be more liked by all of you, and we are committed to improve upon those based on your feedbacks. So today what ELC is there, right from we started our activities in 2005, is all based on your feedback only. We do believe your feedbacks because this is voice of customer, and voice of customer is the most important to all of us in the Excellence Learning Center. Thank you very much for the time what you have given to me.